don't want what we know out there.
How a person can go from really almost nothing to becoming a millionaire by owning rental properties.
He would always buy these flip houses, and I just remember thinking, this guy is crazy. Why would he buy that house?
In the past decade, there's been a huge surge in the peer-to-peer short-term rental market.
Become an insider. So you have to know the rules before you get the game.
Every second counts. So make every second count.
Welcome to the Real Estate Jam. Whether you're just beginning or the best of the best, we're glad you're here. We will share successes, failures, and strategies for the action-taking real estate investor. And now to your hosts, JD, Annabel, and Melissa.
Welcome to the Real Estate Jam podcast. I'm JD, and I'm with my wonderful co-host. Hi, Melissa.
Hello, good morning.
And we actually have a really beneficial, really awesome show for you today. We have some rock stars in the short-term rental market, and we're really excited to introduce you to Kristy and Mike Rowe. They own Host PCB, and you should listen to them because they know what they're talking about. They manage over 60 short-term rentals, and I'm sure we're going to get into that throughout the course of the show today. Hey guys, thanks so much for being here with us.
Hello, we're happy to be here. Thanks for inviting us and having us.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, like I said, we're really excited to have you share some of your knowledge with our audience members, especially since you're in the same market that me and Melissa operate, and the same market that a lot of our listeners are in. I think that there's going to be some tidbits that you guys are able to provide that people haven't heard of before. Matter of fact, some of the newly implemented tactics and tricks that we're using to generate more income in our short-term rentals came directly from you. So I'm sure we're going to be able to share a lot of information today.
That's exciting. We're happy to just contribute something to this awesome community we get to be a part of.
Great. Well, usually the way we start out is I just ask you to introduce yourself to our audience and kind of tell them how you got your start and where you came from and where you're at now. And then we'll just take the conversation wherever it needs to go.
Okay. Well, yeah. You want to go first?
Yeah. Hey, so my name is Mike Rowe, Dirty Jobs. I got into the dirty jobs of doing rehab projects. It's my wife, Kristy Rowe.
Hello. Tell our story.
Yeah, where does it start at? Like, start from the beginning? It's going to take a long time.
Well, you could give us the abridged version if you want, or you can tell us what you got on your third grade math test. It's really up to you, but I think our audience would prefer to know how you got into the real estate thing and where you started and how, because I think the thing is, okay, you're just a normal guy, right? And you're a normal woman, but you went from 0 units under management.
Oh, I got you.
Now you're at 60. Yeah. And for somebody who's just starting out, that's an, unachievable number.
Right. Okay. I can tell you exactly where we started. Listen, it was all by accident, right?
Yes.
So, we wanted to buy a vacation rental property. We didn't live in Florida at the time. So we lived about 100 miles away, and we were working for the government. We both had government jobs. So we bought a vacation rental. Actually, it was just a vacation getaway spot, like a little condo. Mm-hmm. What was it, 330 square feet?
Yeah.
It was real small. It was a fixer-upper. We got it on a good deal. We bought the property and paid cash for it. So we wanted to use it just for a weekend getaway spot. Mm-hmm. We had to do like a full rehab project on it. So that's when we got our first taste of doing renovation projects. And it took us about 3 months, and we spent the weekends working on it. And it was a task. It was a huge task taking it on first time. So we didn't really know what we were doing. So we learned a lot on our first renovation project. So we started using it on the weekend. And then when we didn't use it, we started renting it out.
Yeah.
So when we started renting it out on the short-term vacation rental program, like Airbnb is what we started using.
Yeah.
And we seen how much money it started generating. Mm-hmm. So it was we were generating about $5,000 a month, and we were just in awe at how much money it made. on this little 330 square foot condo. You know,
directly on the beach, Mike?
it was right on the beach. It's right on the sand. It's in the Fontainebleau.
Oh yeah.
Okay, nice.
I know the Fontainebleau.
So you know the surprise and shock when we first bought it.
Yeah. Oh, did you guys buy it sight unseen and from out of
Well,
town?
We did. Yeah, we bought it sight unseen. And when we got to it, it was like,
Oh my.
what do we get into?
Well, you got into a good deal. That's what it sounds like, whether it was by accident or on purpose. And I think a lot of the people that we know become accidental landlords at first, looking for either a primary residence or just a vacation rental. Mm-hmm. And I think that's key that you guys were able to recognize what that was able to do for you, and then leverage that to go in what direction. Where did you leverage that first property to?
Well, what we decided from there, we were like, this is a real thing. Like, people do this and make money. And we started reading, we read Robert Kiyosaki's book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Cash Flow Quadrant. And then we just started really realizing the potential there was in real estate. So our next purchase was actually a long-term rental. Mm-hmm. And we didn't really plan on buying more vacation rentals at the time, but what happened was, after we kept this property in the Fontainebleau, we kept it a year. We decided to sell it and do a 1031 into the building where we're at now, which is in the Origin. Mm-hmm. And so we bought a for sale by owner deal with this guy, and 1031 the property into there. And then from that point, we just started buying more, sort of the BRRRR strategy, I guess, if you will. We started buying more real estate. And once we had kind of developed this niche for ourselves with the short-term rentals, I had a friend, she said, hey, let's go to Tootsie's. And we had been going out to dinner with her, and she kept bugging me like, we manage my properties. We manage my properties. Please manage my properties. And I kept saying no. So we had been here, we had moved to the beach, and we were here for a little while. And I looked at my real estate prices were kind of just climbing out of reach. And so we were like, well, what can we do to still get a slice of this pie with what we're already doing now? Mm-hmm. So my friend finally asked me again one night at Tootsie's, and I looked at Mike. I said, what do you think? He was like, let's do it. So we did it. We said, we're going to do it right. So we started doing all the research that goes into managing other people's property. It's quite a bit of work, as y'all know.
Yeah, whatever we do, it's kind of like 10X. It's like over the top. It's like a little bit too much. We always do more than enough.
Commit first and figure it out later.
It's just grant down, 10X. Yeah, so one thing led to
Hold on, Mike. I'm sorry, I had one. So Kristy, can you explain to our audience about what's required if you're managing long-term rentals versus short-term rentals?
Yes. So if you manage long-term rentals, I believe you have to, unless you're landlording your own properties, if you're managing for other people, you have to have a real estate license and a broker. But if you're managing short-term rentals, you do not have to have a real estate license or broker's license. But there are a lot of requirements and things you have to do, a lot of licenses you have to pay for and stuff like that. But other than having, you don't need a real estate license or broker's license to property vacation.
And that's all state specific. I don't think that we're talking about California, but we're definitely in Florida. That's what we're talking about. And none of us are lawyers or legal representatives. So this is entertainment purposes only.
Exactly.
But it is the way that we operate our stuff and the way that you guys operate your stuff. So yeah. Mike, before you were so rudely interrupted, you were about to make an awesome point, and we were going to go down that rabbit hole, but I don't know where we were at.
I forgot what I was saying. What was I saying?
It was about being 10X and always committing to big things.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so what had happened was, we're all self-taught. Me and Kristy are self-taught, so we haven't taken any formal classes. We don't have a mentor or anything like that. Everything we've learned in the short-term vacation rental sector is all from Google and YouTube.
And books.
Books. We read a ton of books, and we just try to learn as much as we can, from people that's already done it. Grant Cardone, Robert Kiyosaki, Brandon Turner, those are the major guys that are in the game. So we don't try to reinvent the wheel. We just take what they've done and try to perfect it, So we look at other property management companies on the beach here, and we look at, what do you call it?
I would say their struggles.
Yeah,
the
their
things
struggles.
they struggle with getting right, and why they struggle with getting those things right. And then we said, what can we do to make sure we don't fall into those same pitfalls?
That's right.
And how can we do that? And that's how we why we decided to stay in one building as well. Is we wanted to be able to concentrate our efforts and concentrate our team. We already own several in this one building. We're familiar with this building, and we don't own any vacation rentals outside of this building. So it's like, why not?
Yeah. So it's the same as having, you got a vacation rental management company that has 100 units all up and down the beach, right?
Yeah.
So what's the difference from having 100 rentals in one resort? You'd still make the same amount of money in the same, if you focused all your energy and quality into one resort instead of having a bunch of units spread out.
Right. And
so that's,
I think that the awesome thing, and the reason that I think that's such an amazing strategy that you guys chose to go with, is because you're still grossing the same amount as those 100 units all across the beach.
Exactly.
But what you're doing is limiting your expenses, and when you're sending your cleaning crew to clean everything right in that same building, when you're sending your inspectors out, which I'm sure we'll get into how you guys are actually doing that, but that's all in one centralized location. It's cutting down on your expenses, and ultimately that adds to your bottom line. And I just think that's genius.
Oh yeah, streamline. We try to be streamlined with it. Yeah, we're always moving forward. We're always finding ways to streamline our business and make things run smoother for our team.
It's all about processes as well. So I think every business and every business owner, the more effective your processes are, the more efficient you'll be, and the better quality, and the more you'll be able to grow and scale.
Correct. Can you elaborate a little about, you stated that you saw what was missing in others, and then y'all have honed in on that. Can you elaborate on what you saw is missing that you have put into place in your management?
The quality.
For
a
sure.
lot of these, I hate to put names out there. I'm not going to say any names, property management companies. But there's one that's kind of like the biggest in the world. And they focus on quantity.
Yeah.
They have a ton of vacation rentals, but they don't focus on quality. And a lot of the owners are, they complain about their vacation rentals not being taken care of. So, one thing that we do differently is when we take on a property, I'll go through and I'll do a walkthrough inspection of the property. I'll write down all the deficiencies in the property, and I'll get them fixed. Anything that's broken, something that doesn't work, we take care of it. So the other vacation rentals, the managements, they don't take care of the properties as well. They just want to rent it out, make that commission, and
turn.
They don't take care of it like we do. Yeah, we try to focus on quality over quantity.
Yeah, I think
that's one area. What else?
I mean, that's what I would say. I would say just care. I think that's the number one complaint that you hear from owners is, my property's filthy. My property's, everything is broken. Everything is missing. I mean, and it's always like, so Mike and I know this because we started out on Airbnb, but when we bought when we did our 1031 into the building, the property we bought was already managed by someone else. So we were like, why don't we go ahead and they were like, oh, we have all these owners perks, all this. We were like, we're still living in Alabama. I said, so why don't we go ahead and just let them try and see how it works out? Well, the same frustrations were frustrations we had, which was mysterious charges on our owner statement, no transparency in billing.
Yeah.
And then the units were really, really dirty when we came to check on them. And it's like, you feel it's the same way, like if you've ever worked for someone else you feel like you're just another number in this company. Well, it's that same feeling. You don't feel appreciated. So because no one seems to care about your property. And it's a very fine line, because renters are terrible, but they're also great too. So Mike and I try to remind ourselves we have to sit down at least once a week and focus on the 99% of great guests we have. Truly, it is a larger percentage, but that 1 to 2%, they can be rough.
Yeah.
We try to take care of the property and at the same time make sure that we're keeping it rented and creating great revenue for our owner. So Mike and I are very hands-on in our business. We handpick our team to make sure that they are in line with our brand and that they believe in this company as much as we do. So when we send out our top, we have 3 really that work with us, our top 3 employees. When we send them into a property, they're looking at that property with the same care and love and attention as if he and I were walking.
Yeah, we train. We have a team of quality inspectors, and we train them on a higher standard of inspection. And we also train each and every cleaner that we take on to a higher standard. We have a cleaning checklist that we go over, and we train them to have a higher standard of clean. So we also train them when they go into the unit to treat it like it's theirs, like they own it. Like our whole team is trained to treat these units like they own them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like if you have mold in the shower, would you want that mold to be in your shower if this was your vacation rental, right?
Yeah.
So all of our team has that same mindset when they go into a unit, that they treat it like it's theirs.
Yeah.
So it's a different mindset. So, when they go in there, that's what makes us different than other property management companies where their team, they don't have quality inspectors that can cover the whole beach because they're all spread out. They got 100 units up and down the beach. How many quality inspectors are you going to have to go to each and every one of those units, right? They're failing in that area because they're losing quality. And that's one thing that we see. So we try to focus all that quality into one resort, and that's our niche. And that's how we have a good reputation,
So can you elaborate about how that works, your inspector versus your cleaner, and how that process works on checkout day? And because you guys do it a little bit different.
So if we have a really busy day, our inspectors will go through and do pre-inspections of all the units to make sure guests are checked out, make sure that to identify any problems in advance. Typically, what a typical day looks like is our inspectors get to the location where the cleaners pick up their bags. They make sure all the bags are packed. The cleaners come pick up their bags. They go to work. Then they begin cleaning. They communicate to the inspector if they need any clean blankets, or if they need any, or if there's any damages, or if they are out of any kind of cleaning product. And then when our inspectors get there, they go assist the cleaners with these small things they need. I need a blanket. We're going to bring you one. This pillowcase is stained. Bring them a new pillowcase. And then once they finish kind of running errands for the cleaners and ensuring that it's a smooth process, they come into each unit. They inspect each unit for quality to make sure the cleaner didn't miss anything. And if the cleaners miss anything, they are called back and they correct it before they leave.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
And that's it.
The cleaners have a cleaning checklist, and then the inspectors also have an inspection checklist as well.
I really like how y'all do that.
Yeah, the inspectors have a few more things on their list than the cleaners do for things that they do for us, like with this specific to our building with, resort packets and stuff, because everything's 100% self-check-in.
Yeah,
we got to make
everything.
that process.
They check for damages. They check for light bulbs, all the light bulbs. They check every single light lamp. They check the water heaters and the AC units. They check all that stuff every single time.
Yeah, they check for leaks in the AC. They check for leaks in the water heaters.
Yeah, they do visual inspections of all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
that's what makes it different.
That serves a couple of different purposes, right? Because you have two clients. You have your owners, and that want to make sure that you're taking care of your stuff, and then you have the service industry and the people coming in to stay in the rentals who don't want to have to deal with a busted water heater and don't want to have to deal with dirty pillowcases and all that stuff. So I think
exactly
what I'm hearing that I've seen, and you guys have explained, that a lot of the other property management companies doing the short-term thing, I don't think feel the same way about is that not only do you care about the guest and getting the guest who pays the money that then comes to you, but you also care about taking care of the owner's belongings and making sure that it's running smooth for both sets of clients. And I think
it is. And that's the thing that makes us different as well, is that we have a common interest with our owners, is that we own the same properties as well. We own numerous vacation rentals in the same resort. So we know exactly what it's like when you have a property manager. You want them to take care of your property, right? So that's another niche that we have. We own multiple units in there as well. So, it just feels like all these other units that we're property managing are ours as well. And then maintenance is number one for us, keeping up with the unit, and making sure everything works and everything's fixed.
Yeah. I think that process that you guys have created is super smart. And I think there's a lot to be said about even if you only have one or two units, but coming up with a system which allows you to scale into your other units. And then if you wanted to, all the way up to 60 units. Some of the other things that I'm interested in is the additional ways that you guys provide value to the guests and to the owner. Melissa talked to me a little bit about it, and we started implementing it in ours, but your romance packages, your birthday packages, that kind of stuff. Can you guys talk about how you're providing extra value and then in return receiving extra value with those different types of options?
And then also the check-in, the early check-in.
Oh yeah, that's great too.
Yes. So one of the things that as a property manager, one of the things you find out pretty quickly is the commission you charge is really minimal for the amount of work that really goes into property. And that a lot of people don't realize, because short-term vacation rentals are so labor intensive. And so we were kind of thinking, what are some ways that we can increase revenue for us as a property manager above the commission fee that would also bring value to our guests? So we started, we came up with the idea for the romance packages, the 2 levels, so they have something to choose from, and then the birthday packages. And we are able to buy in bulk, so we are able to keep that cost down for what it actually cost us while maximizing our profit. And at the same time, our guests love them. When you're getting a message from a husband that says, my wife loved it so much. Thank you so much for doing this. It's like, well, you paid for it. The guest paid for it, but the joy that he received was because we were able to offer that service.
We're in the hospitality business. So, it brings us joy, right?
Yeah.
When we see somebody else happy, and then we know we did a good job.
Yeah. And so what we decided to do with the early check-ins, as well as the reason we charge a fee for early check-ins, is because we were constantly getting hammered with, and when you've got 60 something units, it's a lot of messages when you're like, can I check in early? Can I check in early? Can I check in early? So we created this process that would invite the guests. If you're interested in checking in early, we offer that for a fee. So that kind of cuts out any of the people that aren't really serious about checking in early. And we're able to rearrange the cleaning schedule because we aren't a hotel. So we don't have this whole housekeeping staff where everybody just gets one room, and then all the rooms are ready by 11 a.m. in an ideal, perfect world.
Right.
What we do is if the guests pre-arrange an early check-in, we move that unit to the top of the list. It gets cleaned first. And them paying that fee ensures that we will move that to the top of the list for them. So most of our cleaners have a process. I think all of them like to start on the top floor and work their way down. So if you're on the 5th floor and you ask for an early check-in, well, this cleaner is not going to get to you unless they're told until the very end of the day. So that's a great way to kind of cut out some of those, can I get an early check-in? Can I get an early check-in and it allows us to make a little bit extra, and it's not a huge fee, but.
Well, that's another area as well. Like our niche is with our cleaners, our team. We have about 20 of us total. And that's one thing that our employees like is the fact that they can come to one resort and they work in that one spot and then they leave. Instead of having to go to like 5 different condos up and down the strip here, it's with the traffic, the prime season.
Right.
Yeah, they come,
like
they make all their money and they're done by, whatever time.
And if you know anything about the vacation rental market down here, trying to find help with cleaners, it's really hard right now, and all the stimulus checks and nobody wants to work. So we've had these employees for a long time and they're staying with us. They're loyal to us because we take care of them, and the fact that they only have to go to one resort to work. They come in there and they park and do their job and then they leave.
Yeah, they don't get paid for gas money running all the way up and down the beach.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a really key piece to it too, which also makes you more desirable than some of those other companies. Yeah. So even though you're paying the same amounts as maybe those other companies are, you can choose the higher quality helpers because you guys have something of value to offer them too. And I think that is really key too, treating your people good and being a value to them.
It is. And it also matters that we actually try to build a relationship with our employees. We take good care of them and we offer annual pay increases. So. Mike
and I, our business culture that we try to foster in our business and with our employees is our employees are number one. They're more important than our owners. They're more important than our customers. Mm-hmm. They are the most important piece of our business. Our employees, our customers bring us, revenue, which we love, but they come and go every day. Mm-hmm. And our employees are here to stay. And our employees are, in fact, the best part of our business.
Mm-hmm. It's a team. You got to have a team.
Yeah.
You can't do it all on your own. So that's one thing you need to have. You need to take care of your employees. We also offer like Christmas bonuses and stuff like that. So it's something to look forward to for them. They like it.
Yeah. You take care of them. They take care of you. They take care of your property and they bring the customers in. So it's,
Oh, they do. They do. And they'll be our biggest fans on social media. They'll be sharing our stuff like, come stay with us. Like when they refer to Host PCB as us, that's everything. Oh, yeah. When our employee says, come stay with us at Host PCB, that means they feel like Host PCB is theirs.
Right.
And that's how we want them to feel.
Yeah, that's good.
I definitely think that.
Yeah, as our company grows, they grow with us. So they feel like it's theirs as well.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that's because it is. Well, I want to make sure that we're respectful of everybody's time. And I'd really like you guys to share with our audience if there's a way that people can find you, if somebody's looking to maybe a vacation down on the sugar sand beaches of Panama City Beach, where they can get in contact with you, see what you guys have to offer.
The best place is our website, which is very easy, hostpcb.com. We host Panama City Beach. So that's where why our name is that. We host guests here in PCB. So host PCB, PanamaCityBeach.com is our website. And that's the best way. That's better than phone. It's better than email. Mm-hmm. It's live. It's updates every day. So they can see exactly what's available and what properties we have there. So
yeah, that's it. Amazing. I think you guys brought a lot of value to the conversation today. Like I said, there's things that you guys talk about that never even crossed my mind. So if that's the way it is for me, I'm sure other people are receiving value from it too. Man,
there's so much information. I could talk about it all day. It's our passion, really. Though. It's really our passion. There's so much information that goes into this. Yeah, we haven't even touched it all. It's just so much. It's so deep.
Yep, that's awesome. We thank you guys so much for sharing.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Guys, go in there, check out that hostpcb.com. And if you don't like their places, come on over to ours.
Hey, there's enough business for everyone.
Oh, yeah.
That's true, for
right.
sure.
Awesome. All right, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thanks for having me.
Take care.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Real Estate Jam. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. For more information, check out our website, therealestatejam.com, or find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at The Real Estate Jam. If you have any questions, feel free to drop us an email at therealestatejam@gmail.com. See you next episode.